Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today it's finally April and I am bringing you a Book of the Month video. So how Book of the Month works, and in case you've missed my previous videos, which I will link above, Book of the Month is a subscription service and you sign up monthly, and when you sign up you pay $9.99 a month for a book. They are running some promos, and I promise to leave that in the comments and run it across the screen for April. And if you sign up with my link, you'll be able to use that current promo and get your Book of the Month. Right now, to be quite honest with you, Book of the Month is something that I am really enjoying. And I had mentioned in previous videos that I had slacked off a bit on reading in the past. But now more than ever, with social distancing and being home, I'll be honest, at night, the biggest thing that I want to do is just curl up in bed and read a good book. And I am thankful for Book of the Month because it gives me that opportunity to pick a current book, like I said, for $9.99 hardcover edition. So the box that I have is last month's box. And the book that I chose last month, in case anyone was curious and if you are already signed up, I chose The Two Lives of Linda Bird, and this was by Josie Silver. And I had read One Day in December by her in the past with Reese Witherspoon's Book of the Month choice. So I did read this book, and very quickly, before I get into this month's books and the choices that you have to choose for Book of the Month. And again, if you sign up, these will be your choices. You get to pick one of the 5, and if you pick the one, that's your one credit. That was the $9.99. Once you add on, it's $9.99 for every book you add on. But as far as The Two Lives of Linda Bird by Josie Silver, this was a fiction romance novel, and Linda's fiance, he passed away, and she was having these episodes, taking a sleeping pill. She'd actually find herself with her fiance again, as though he hadn't passed away. So she was living 2 lives in this book. One where she would take a sleeping pill and sleep and be with her fiance, and one where in her awake time, not on the sleeping pill, she actually remembered that she had lost her fiance. And I'm getting off topic, but even when she was on the sleeping pill, she knew she lost her fiance. But it was like just heartwarming for her to actually get to spend some time with him as though he hadn't passed away. So again, she's living 2 parallel lives, and the moral of the story, and as the book goes on, she has to decide, does she want to live in the past or move forward with her life? So you have to read this book to find out exactly how it turns out and what Linda decides. But that said, you could possibly add this on to April if you haven't read it. But let's get on to April's choices. Okay, book number 1. It is The Paris Hours, and this is by Alex George. It's an early release, and it's a historical fiction novel. And for this book, let's take a look at the synopsis. So the synopsis reads, Paris between the wars teems with artists, writers, and musicians, a glittering crucible of genius. But amidst the dazzling creativity of the city's most famous citizens, 4 regular people are each searching for something they lost. Camille was the maid of Marcel Proust, and she has a secret. When she was asked to burn her employer's notebook, she saved one for herself. Now she is desperate to find it before her betrayal is revealed. Sorine, an Armenian refugee, performs puppet shows for children that are nothing like the fairy tales they expect. Lovesick artist Guillemine is down on his luck and running from a debt he cannot repay. But when Gertrude Stein walks into his studio, he wonders if this is the day everything could change. And John Paul is the journalist who tells other people's stories because his own is too painful to tell. When the quartet's paths finally cross in an unforgettable climax, each discovers if they find what they're looking for. Told over the course of a single day in 1927, The Paris Hours takes four ordinary people whose stories told together are as extraordinary as the glorious cities they inhabit. So that is book number 1, and I'll be right back with book number 2. And now, book number 2, Beach Read. And this is by Emily Henry, and it is an early release and a repeat author for Book of the Month. And more about this book. So here is the synopsis. Augustus Everett is an acclaimed author of literary fiction. January Andrews writes best-selling romance. She pens a happily ever after. He kills off his entire cast. They're polar opposites. In fact, the only thing they have in common is that for the next 3 months, they are living in neighboring beach houses, broke and bogged down with writer's block. Until one hazy evening, one thing leads to another, and they strike a deal designed to force them out of their creative ruts. Augustus will spend the summer writing something happy, and January will pen the next great American novel. She'll take him on field trips worthy of any rom-com montage, and he'll take her to interview surviving members of a backwards death cult. Obviously. Everyone will finish a book, and no one will fall in love. Really. So, again, book number 2, and we'll be back with book number 3 in just a moment. Okay, you ready for book number 3? Here it is, The Guest List by Lucy Foley. And this is a thriller, and it's an early release. So, here we go. Here's the synopsis. On an island off the coast of Ireland, guests gather to celebrate 2 people joining their lives together as one. The groom, handsome and charming, a rising television star. The bride, smart and ambitious, a magazine publisher. It's a wedding for a magazine or for a celebrity, the designer dress, the remote location, the luxe party favors, the boutique whiskey, the cell phone service may be spotty, and the waves may be rough, but every detail has been expertly planned and will be expertly executed. But perfection is for plans, and people are all too human. As the champagne is popped and the festivities begin, resentments and petty jealousies begin to mingle with the reminiscence and well wishes. The groomsmen begin the drinking game from their school days. The bridesmaid not so accidentally ruins her dress. The bride's oldest male friend gives an uncomfortably caring toast. And then someone turns up dead. Who didn't wish the happy couple well? And perhaps more important, why? So there you go. That is book number 3. So hang on for book number 4 coming at you in a moment. Ready or not? Here's book number 4, The Library of Legends by Janie Chang. And this is a historical fiction novel, and it's another early release. So here we go with the synopsis. China, 1937, when Japanese bombs begin falling on the city of Nankin. 19-year-old Hu Lian and her classmates at Minga University are ordered to flee. Lian and a convoy of students, faculty, and staff must walk 1,000 miles to safety of China's western provinces, a journey marred by the constant threat of aerial attack. And it's not just the refugees who are at risk. Lian and her classmates have been entrusted with a priceless treasure, a 500-year-old collection of myths and folklore known as the Library of Legends. The students' common duty to safeguard the Library of Legends creates unexpected bonds. Leanne becomes friends and forms a cautious romance with the handsome and wealthy Liu Shiming. But after one classmate is arrested and another one is murdered, Leanne realizes she must escape before a family secret puts her in danger too. Accompanied by Shohan and his maidservant Sparrow, Leanne makes her way to Shanghai in hopes of reuniting with her mother. During the journey, Leanne learns of a connection between two companions and a tale from the Library of Legends, the Willow Star and the Prince. This revelation comes with profound consequences, for as the ancient book travels across China, they awaken immortals and guardian spirits who embark on an exodus of their own, one that will change the country's fate forever. So there you have it, book number 4. And now we just have one more book with book number 5, so hang on for that in just a moment. Okay, and last but not least, book number 5 for April, book of the month 2020. And it is none other than Valentine. It is a literary fiction novel. It is by Elizabeth Wetmore. It is a debut novel for book of the month. And it is also a hashtag Read with Jenna book. And none other than Jenna Bush Hager. She is the co-host with Today with Hoda and Jenna, and she is the one that's recommending this book. It's on her book club list. So here's the synopsis. It's February 1976, and Odessa, Texas stands on the cusp of the next great oil boom. While the town's men embrace the coming prosperity, its women intimately know and fear the violence that has always seemed to follow. In the early hours of the morning after Valentine's Day, 14-year-old Gloria Ramirez appears on the front porch of Mary Rose Whitehead's ranch house, broken and barely alive. The teenager has been viciously attacked in a nearby oil field, an act of brutality that is tried in the churches and barracks of Odessa before it can even reach a court of law. When justice is evasive, the stage is set for a showdown with potentially devastating consequences. And there you have it, the 5 books for April, book of the month 2020. I have to be honest, so many good books on this list. I'm having trouble picking. So if you are a member of Book of the Month, please let me know what book you're picking. If you are not and you are joining for the first time, again, use my link in the comments to sign up and get Book of the Month for your first month using my link. If you do, I would totally appreciate it, and I would also love to, again, hear what you are choosing for this month's book of the month, because again, like I said to you, I'm a little stuck. I'm not sure what I'm picking. I have a few on there that I'm mulling over, and I would love to hear your thoughts. Moreover, I might even be picking more than one, so let me know, because I'm home, like I said, and I'm reading, and I'm really loving reading at night, so I might actually consider going for an extra book this month. But again, give me your take. Let me know your thoughts. And again, if you are a subscriber, thank you so much for spending time with me today. If you aren't, please hit that subscribe button below. Also, give me those 2 thumbs up for the liking this video, because again, that helps me bring more content like this your way. And let me know, even if you aren't Book of the Month, what are you reading? Because again, I'm really enjoying reading right now, and I would love to hear your thoughts. And I think that is it for now. Be safe, have a magical day, and bye for now.